I'm Michelle Hoffman. Tonight, I'm very excited to share with you how to find love now through the art of relationshiping. And in the green room, we were talking a little bit about, if I could wave a magic wand, what would be your relationship dream come true? What may have prevented you from experiencing that in the past? Maybe you didn't have the role models for that. Maybe the family or the community that you were raised in set you up in such a way that in attachment theory would suggest that you've got an anxious attachment style, a secure attachment style, an avoidant attachment style, or an anxious avoidant attachment style. And understanding how you show up in relationships absolutely helps you understand how to enjoy relationships and see them as partnering so that you're actually does boost your immune system when you're in community in a positive way. So with that, I'm gonna make sure that everybody is on mute. And then if you want to connect with me or you've got a question mid-program, please put it in the chat because I would love to hear what you have to say with that. And here we go. You may, let me double check. Can you all see the screen of this sweet couple and her adoring being hugged? So give me a thumbs up or something, please, to make sure that you could see that then.
I can't see anything.
Okay, so I'm going to do it again. Erica, thank you. Do you see it? Oh, because I didn't share my screen. Hello. Thank you. Dun, 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 dun. I'm glad we did that. All right. Now, here we go. Erica, stay in a way that I can hear you. Can you see it now?
Yes. Yeah, I can see it.
Yay. Now you can have visuals. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you. Not sure how to say Afua. Is that how we say your name? So thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. With that, I'm gonna share some information. I'm gonna share lots of content with you and some ideas, which I hope will change the way that you approach all of the relationships in your life. And then also at the end, I will show you how to connect with me, and I will invite you to put some time on my calendar as a gift for showing up here today. And I can help you specifically with what is going on with you in your life and how to find love now. So with that, you may be successful in your professional and personal life, and you are ready for this chapter of your life to include the right romantic partner. But what you've been doing is not working. So would you show me in the chat on a scale of 1 to 10, low to high, would you like me to show you how to attract the love of your life to you? And so I'm expecting, you showed up, so thank you for showing up. I'm expecting some numbers in there. I'm engaging you. There we go. There we go. And on a scale of 1 to 10 in the chat, how confident are you that you know exactly who you're looking for, how and where to find them, and what steps to take to connect appropriately with them? So we've got some 5s, some 6s, some 2s, some 5s. Very good. You're in the right place. A 4. The Art of Relationshiping presents 5 simple steps to leaving Lonely Island by attracting your soul-satisfying sweetheart. Are you ready to invite the kind of love you will want to love for good? Are you ready to be wildly in love, the kind of love movies and songs are written about? However, things haven't worked out for you the way you thought they should when it comes to your love life. Do you feel like you're alone on a deserted island? Imagine this feeling is like being on a deserted island. It may be a wonderful island with everything you need, but eventually you'll realize something is missing. Eventually, you would like to share this incredible life you're enjoying with someone, but not just anyone. You're on your deserted island. The weather is wonderful, and the fishing is good, and the coconuts are bountiful, and you don't have a care in the world. But eventually, you may wish to share this amazing experience with someone else, someone who you find interesting, who's also interested in you. You really want to be with your person, hand in hand, dancing in the sand, sharing life's adventures together, with someone who makes you feel safe, who makes you laugh, who will look out for you and care for you, who you want to care for and look out for. And then you come up with a brilliant idea. You are going to send a message in a bottle and throw it out into the ocean. Voila. In no time at all, you get a bottle back, and there's a message in it, and you are thrilled to discover this bottle and this message. And as it appears on your shore, you go out into the water, you go out, you get it, and you are surprised when you open up the message. The response is not quite what you expected. The message you get back says something totally different from what you were hoping. You are looking for a partner to share all of the wonders of your brilliant life. The communication you got back was nonsense or a one-word answer, inappropriate, rude, all about them. And they put all the responsibility of their misfortune on you. Simply put, it was not at all what you were searching for. Does this sound like your love life? Yes or no in the chat. Rather than being excited about sharing a life together, you become anxious, disappointed. Think maybe you're not worthy and like you're better off alone and need to protect yourself. Ugh, yes, this is what we're hearing. So what we're looking to do is, rather than being excited about sharing a life together, you become anxious, as someone in the group had said before we started recording, and disappointed. And you think, maybe you're not worthy and like you're better off alone and need to protect yourself. You're fine as you are, and still you'd like to be able to attract someone who's deeply in love with you and your life. And you'd like to laugh and partner with your person in a meaningful way, someone who loves you for exactly who you are, someone who you'd like to go to sleep with, wake up with, and enjoy every moment in between. Your person. But where is the pillow talk? That intoxicating, passionate, walking on air type of love you can bond with. The one that makes you feel safe, secure, valued, and valuable, who you're eager to share your day's life and life's adventures and challenges and celebrations with. You're ready to regain the confidence you are worthy and you are dateable, and you are ready to know who to date, how to have fun dating, and how to up-level a relationship so you don't let love pass you by. You deserve a great relationship that makes you feel fulfilled. But so often people just give up and go, ugh, I'm better off alone. So here's where we're at. You'd still like to be able to attract someone who's deeply in love with you. Are the messages that you are sending attracting the relationships that you desire? The reality is you may find that you're not picking well, because even when you are brave enough to send the messages out that you're available and interested in a relationship, you get wrapped up in someone who leaves you feeling less than, unworthy, and you lose your self-confidence and trust, as well as any hope that there's someone out there for you. I've got people here. Come on in, my friends. I have helped thousands of people understand their relationship challenge and discover their relationship dream come true. Count on your hand. Let's play a little interactive game here. Count on your hand if you can relate to any of these personal challenges. I have had a hard time trusting myself in intimate relationships. If you identify with that, like in the past 6 months or a year, count that as 1. I can negotiate difficulties in relationships, or I can't negotiate difficulties in relationships. I'm hesitant to take on new challenges. I don't know how to advocate for myself. I'm too fearful to say what I need. So if you felt any of those things, give yourself 5 points. You're up to 5 points. Give yourself a point if you, at any point in the recent year, you might be feeling like, I am too fearful to bring up difficult topics, thinking it'll break a relationship apart or make it difficult. I'm invisible. The messages I receive from impactful people in my life are blocking me from living my life my way. It's hard to bounce back from mistakes. I'm not young enough, thin enough, firm enough, rich enough, or showy enough to be attractive enough. You could have counted up to 10 with all of those. Keep counting, give yourself a point if you tend to be a perfectionist. If ever you felt like you're not lovable enough, give yourself a point. If you feel like you keep repeating the same negative relationships and you don't want that again. If you've ever thought, ugh, I don't deserve to be in a relationship, that's a point. I have a hard time believing people like me. Point. I'm not matchable. I'm not enough. I wanted to have a family, but I'm getting too old to have my own children. I experience a lot of social anxiety. I have a harsh inner critic. I feel the need to prove myself. So if you have counted these points, and we're kind of just playing it by ear here, but listen to these emotions and what they're signaling to you. They're like pain receptors telling you something is wrong, and you can and should do something about it before it affects your job, your health, your other relationships any further than it may have already. It is time to take care of yourself. I understand relationship challenges, and I help people bring the light to them to discover their relationship dream come true. So if you counted anywhere between 1 to 4, let's help rebuild your life worth living. 4 to 8, pay attention. We may need to talk. Anything above that, you need to really listen to what's going on in your life and how things could go wrong for you, because this could turn into a physical situation and reduce your immune system. There could be dis-ease. You could be self-isolating, all of these things. When I'm working with people, we move from that lonely island to an island filled with loving relationships. The people who work with me, they felt like they couldn't achieve their relationship dream come true until we worked together. Now they say with confidence, I trust myself in intimate relationships. I can negotiate challenges in relationships in a way that'll bring us closer. I know how to advocate for myself. I earn trust and respect with my partner, and so does my partner with me. I'm confident enough to say what I need. I can bring up difficult topics. I'm visible. I feel heard. My voice is valued. I am valued. I'm genuinely loved as 100% myself in every relationship. I'm perfect exactly as I am. I'm lovable enough. I know how to connect in a way that I don't need to repeat negative relationship patterns. I deserve to be in a healthy relationship. I am matchable. I am enough. But let's screech halt for a moment. Everyone has a story. May I share you mine? Just a little bit of it. If you recognize any of these organizations, I've spent over 35 years working with the companies you see represented on this slide, helping them improve their relationships with their clients and helping the individuals within these organizations attract the right relationships into their lives. I have always been the go-to person for the real conversations to help people navigate the hard stuff. On a more personal side, I dreamed of meeting, dating, enjoying the thrill of getting engaged and marrying my dream come true, and it happened. We had the most incredible romance. We had a trusting partnership, and we built a life together. It was perfect until he died, leaving me head of household, sole parent, and you guessed it, single. The pain of this loss was so great, I thought I could never love again. I figured it out, and I created the guide to help others through life challenges and live a full and happy life. I'm Michelle Hoffman, international best-selling author, speaker, and coach. I help people feel empowered to invite all of the right relationships into their lives, including the intimate relationships in their lives, in such a way that everyone enjoys life that much more. These are the new books that I've got coming out. You can only get them through me at the moment. My publisher hasn't released them yet. I'm really good at helping people get from that pain island to pleasure island. I help people go from lonely to love. So if you're single, you could be asking yourself, oof, what are the new dating rules of engagement? How do you send the right message to attract the right partner? How do you go from lonely to love to live your love story? If you are somebody who for a long time has wanted to take action to create and rebuild the way that you feel and live your one precious life, making every day a dream come true, and you are ready to find your other half, to feel endlessly in love, and you're wondering, what are the missing steps? Would you like me to show you my way that has worked for hundreds and hundreds of people? Yes, 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 I'm seeing. Here we go.
Hi, my name is Terry Roseman, and I've been working with Michelle Hoffman at relationshipping101.com for the last several weeks. And it has changed my relationship with myself and with the online dating process. Whatever type of relationship you are interested in working on, Michelle Hoffman is the person to reach out to help guide and coach you through the process. I went from not wanting to have anything to do with online dating to having fun with online dating. And I invite you to have fun with your relationships as well by reaching out to Michelle Hoffman at relationshipping101.com.
So this client of mine, you will see how she's gone from Pain Island to Pleasure Island to being deeply in love with the right person for her. She sent that to me totally unsolicited. She was just so happy. And in a few short weeks, her whole life changed for the better. So who is this for? If dating seems like the last thing you want to do, and you just wish you could totally be yourself without walking on eggshells or being worried about what you say or do, and you're ready to be in love with someone who utterly loves you, exactly as you are, so you feel like a teenager in that floating in love kind of love feeling, then this is for you. This is for singles who are genuinely done feeling alone and lonely, stuck in an endless cycle of dating the wrong ones, and ready to attract and fall in love with the right one. If you're on the heels of heartache and you're ready to be head over heels in love with someone who loves you exactly as you are, then you are in the right place. Have you put your life on hold, waiting for the right relationship to come along? Come on. There we go. Click. So are you ready to banish the anxiety of loneliness? Are you ready to stop dreading embarrassing social engagements as the third wheel? Party of one. Are you ready to break free from the blocks preventing you from trusting yourself? Put an end to the sabotage that leaves you feeling unworthy in failed relationships. Are you ready to overcome the games and manipulation of dysfunctional partnerships? Are you ready to resolve the pain keeping you stuck in a cycle of negative experiences? Are you ready to stop the destructive dating cycle, crushing your self-confidence, self-worth, and self-esteem, leaving you feeling unattractive, unworthy, and outright angry? Are you ready to be done wasting your time, money, life, and feeling embarrassed for dating mistakes? I will show you my way that has worked for countless relationships for over 30 years. I'm going to teach you how to have fun with the right dates, not waste your time on the wrong ones. I'm going to teach you the reason why you've been stuck in this cycle for years and how to break free from it. How to attract, keep, and enjoy the right love for you without suffering years of the wrong one, so you can enjoy that walking on air type of love for the rest of your life. We'll talk about why you're not to blame for failed relationships and why dating hasn't worked, and how to maintain your individuality while being part of a healthy relationship. The missing piece of the puzzle, which is why you've been struggling, is as the odd one out for far too long. So these are some of the things that you are about to learn. We're going to talk about what's your relationship dream come true, what have been your blocks, how to position yourself to the right kind of attractive person to attract the right kind of attractive person, the quickest ways to recognize your perfect partner so they don't slip by, how to confidently steer clear of the wrong relationships to feel what true love really feels like, and how to navigate the good ones to have fun dating and avoid mistakes. Then attract the high quality, attractive person to you, and then also how to up level the right one. I just want to take a second to check in with you and see where you're at. Does this sound like you? Do you sabotage when you feel like you're getting too close or feel like you're not enough and you don't know how to feel safe and secure in a relationship? Do your friends and family wonder why you can't find your person? Have you put parts of your life on hold until you're in a relationship? Would you prefer to stay home to avoid going to your reunions and gatherings because you hate feeling like a failure in a relationship? Have you resigned yourself to living alone with your dog or multiple cats because you can't seem to figure out how to make a relationship work? Do you regularly wake up in the morning regretting there's no one excited to wake up next to you, looking forward to sharing the day with you? And do you wonder, how can I learn to pick the right ones and not let it hurt my confidence when they reject me? Dating is different than it used to be. It's easy to find emotionless sex. It's difficult to have a relationship. Do you know how to attract the right relationship for you? And we're going to go through this because I want to get to some of your actual questions. So let's get to the 5 steps. The real problem is the entire approach to dating has changed. If you haven't sent out the right messages to establish the foundation of a brilliant relationship from the beginning, and you feel defeated when you are rejected, it feels terrible. But the people rejecting you are the wrong people. Are you secretly worried you're too old, too out of shape, have too much baggage, aren't accomplished enough to be in a brilliant, loving relationship? Or you've run into the same relationship challenges, so you've lost your self-worth and confidence? Do you fear that you might grow old feeling like you wasted the most beautiful years of your life, not having the energy and fun you see others having? If any of this sounds like you, then I have good news. None of those are the real problem. This is for you if you're done feeling alone and lonely and you're ready for the right love of your life to love you exactly as you are. The real problem is you didn't know the 5 simple steps. And once you make them, you will wake up with the kind of attention that will boost your ego, energy, vitality, and confidence in all the right ways. You'll go to bed and enjoy what I call pillow talk. You will feel valued and valuable. You'll stop waiting to enjoy life. You'll look forward to life celebrations. You'll look in the eyes of your partner and love the reflection you see. You'll feel safe, happy, content, and at peace. And your sex life will return in a way that you'll want to be seen naked. All right, here we go. 5 steps. Take the simple steps to find true love without settling. Use these relationshiping tools that will spark your dating life and keep the relationships going from chemistry to casual to committed. Develop the relationship building strategy. Know when you have discovered your perfect partner and how to demonstrate you are the one for them. And fall wonderfully in love with yourself and the partner you attract and your life. We crave connection, but we are not always taught how to build a healthy relationship. So step 1 is to understand what a relationship dream come true is for you. Like I said earlier, when you know what you're looking for, it's easier to find. Do you know how your image of an ideal relationship was formed? Was that very young? Did you have good role models? Is there a television character who you want to be like that? Is there a gaming character you'd like to have relationships that you imagine they are having? Whatever it is, if it was a parent, a friend, maybe you had a relationship in the past. Many of us grow up with this fantasy of this dream come true relationship based on someone else's idea of what we should want. But the right relationship for you doesn't have anything to do with them. It doesn't have anything to do with fairy tales, Hollywood romantic comedies, what your friends and family wants for you, or even what you thought you wanted for yourself when you were younger. The right relationship for you is the one you feel comfortable, safe, and inspired by, who you can be yourself with, who is the same with you. So to develop your relationship strategy and to attract the right relationship to you, the most important steps are to figure out where you're at in what I call the lifeline of your relationship arc, to understand your core values and priorities, and knowing who you are now helps you clarify who you'd like to invite into your life. Then it's hobbies, location, activities, having faith, family, fitness, physical, finance, fun, I said finance, so money, career objectives, those kinds of things, geographic location, we tend to put those first. But in reality, that should be level 3. So let's first talk about what's your relationship challenge and what would be your relationship dream come true. This is where our journey begins. Most people get stuck in a continuous cycle of dating and being disappointed and deciding to be alone until the pain of loneliness is so depressing, they decide to try again. So the approach they take is not always the right one. Like they'll convince someone to love them, or how do you get someone to not stop thinking about you? How will you trick and manipulate someone to fall in love with you? And when they break up with you, how will you get them back? So I would just say no on all of this. If that's the kind of relationship that you're looking for, we need you to find somebody else to help support you in the way that you're looking to connect with people. Because the way that I work with people, relationships don't need to be based on tricks and manipulations. So to set the foundation for the right relationship at the start and invite someone to love genuine you, that's where I go. The rest of the relationship gets so much easier and enjoyable because someone authentically loves you for you. You don't have to be someone that you're not. So consider this. We're looking at a relationship challenge, and I'm going to take a look at the chat here. So if any of this applies to you. So what we're trying to do to start with, and this is one of the first things that I do when I'm working with people, is to figure out what is the real block. And I have a couple of suggestions here that I see repeatedly, but could your relationship challenge be something like, I feel stuck in the same patterns. Deep down, I don't feel worthy. I don't trust myself in intimate relationships. I don't know how to navigate obstacles. Do any of you feel that way? Or what challenge do you think you might be facing? And would you like a relationship dream come true to be something more along the lines of, I confidently know how to attract the right person, and I also know how to co-create a healthy relationship with them? You can stop imagining and start doing this right now. I'm going to show you the step-by-step process on how to build a successful relationship. So I had mentioned this terminology a minute ago. It's the lifeline of your relationship arc. So this is not based genuinely on chronologic lifeline. So it's not really your age, but rather, where are you at in life? What do you want out of life? And what would you like the rest of your life to look like? So I've put ages, but I've also put other things in this slide to show you that maybe when you're younger, you just want a buddy to go hang out and do stuff with. Then maybe you want someone to participate and support you while you're developing your career. Or maybe you want to create a family. Or maybe you want to advance your own self-actualization. Maybe you want to create more of a community and get more involved in the community together in partnership. Maybe at some point you're looking for a companion so that you could share life experiences together. These are the kinds of things that I'm talking about when I say, where are you at in your life? And what would you like for the rest of it? Here's the key secret. What I'm hoping for you is you find someone who's at a similar point in that intersection of their life, because then the two of you can partner together, making for something even greater. And when you're aligned like that, that means that you're both going to want to do the same kind of stuff, and you both want to have similar achievements in your life. But how do you recognize your perfect partner so that you don't let them slip by? This is a big deal. And once you know where you're at in your lifeline of your relationship arc, and you're looking for someone at an intersection that's similar to yours, doesn't have to be exact, the next thing is how to keep the wrong people out from invading your island and invite the right person in to share your world. This is where relationships go wrong often, because what I'm talking about here is core values. And what I'm going to show you the next several slides are going to be a list of core values, just really to prompt you. Again, if you put some time on my calendar, I can work you through this one-on-one. But when you're searching for your enduring love, you're going to want someone who is in harmony with the way that you see life. Too often people seek lower priority items first, and then they're surprised when the relationship is out of alignment. So let's take a trip in this process and see what kind of core values you might have. So here's a big page of core values that you may prioritize. And the goal here is to pick your top 5. Your perfect soulmate may not have the exact same core values. However, complementary value systems support a more enduring relationship than the social class or having things and activities in common, adventure, calm, change, variety, compassion, commitment, curiosity? Which of those do you value most in your life? Family, friendship, humor, joy, loyalty, love, listening, living in the moment, authenticity, recognition, companionship, sense of responsibility, touch, being needed, having purpose, servant leadership. So it's a fun challenge to choose your top 5. And here's the magic of all of this. 1, when you're making big decisions in life, push those decisions, if you're wondering if it's the right decision for you, against your core values. So I was working with someone yesterday, and this person has purchased a big piece of property to transform into a retreat center. And what I asked was, is this in line with your core values? And when she had her top 5 values, she was like, absolutely yes. Then it's easy to say it's a good decision that makes your clear, well-lit path easy to walk down. Now, if for some reason she was making that decision, but decided, she was wondering and second guessing herself, if her core values were not in alignment with that, I would say, well, that's a sparkly, distracting object over here. And if it's fun, that's great, go do it. But know what you're doing. It's not in line with your value system. Go have fun doing that, but realize what you're doing. There's another secret ninja skill here. With these values, what you can do is go through the list again and take a look at the 5 values you'd like to invite into your life. Then, when you are talking with a potential partner, or on a date, or even in casual conversation, or with your best friend, come up with open-ended questions to see where they're at and if their core values are in alignment with who you want to bring into your inner circle in life. So now you can see how core values are super helpful tools. In addition, I work with people and ask this question: why would you seek approval from people outside your core values? And of course, your first instinct is like, well, I wouldn't. But it gets a little tricky when this is someone who is a family member, a mentor, a role model, and they are not in alignment with your core value system. And the beauty of understanding that is to love them for who they are and where they're at, but don't seek approval for them because they make decisions based on a different moral and value system. That's the key in that. All right, here we go. Step 3, you ready? How will you know how to attract an attractive person? Now, this is extra fun because this is what people think is important as the top priority, but it is tier 3. I promise. The next priority to evaluate is what I was saying before: faith, family, finance, physical, frequency, wavelength, energy level, lifestyle, career, hobbies, community, intellectual connection, all of those things. When you are clear about who you are looking to invite into your life, you'll be able to identify them when they show up. If you're just going to be like, well, come what may, I'll know it when I know it. Okay, but it's harder to know it if you don't know who you're looking for, at least generically. And what happens is this fuzzy image starts to come clear as you go out and date and connect with people, and you say, I see how this fits into what I'm looking to invite into my life. And then we realize there might be deal breakers in that, but we'll go into that a little bit later. So when you're clear about who you're looking to invite into your life, you'll be able to identify them when they show up. You don't want the relationship to pass you by. The first activities are planned to provide you with clarity as to who you are at this time of your life, and to clarify who would be aligned as an appropriate fit to invite into your life. So whether you're attracting people organically or in the real world, or using online dating apps to invite people into your real world, are you picking the right people to choose from? And so I ask, do you believe, and you can answer this in the chat, that you are relationship ready? Because if not, and you're diving into the dating pool, are you relying on someone to save you? Is that what you really want? Or can you identify other people who are also relationship ready so that you don't attract someone who may drag you down with them? Can you identify who might be thrashing about, who might pull you down? And then when you are relationship ready, can you identify your person when they are relationship ready? All right, here's the next step. This one's kind of fun. And I'm super eager to share this with you, and we can open this up or, put things in the chat. We'll talk about it later. But they say how you do one thing is how you do everything. I don't necessarily believe that in whole, but you may gain some insight into a deep-rooted strategy of how you go about doing something. So let's try this on. You ready? And I'd really like you to think this through. How do you shop for a significant purchase? A house, a car, a special occasion article of clothing, something. So in no way is this a suggestion that you're purchasing the right relationship. That is not what I'm saying. Rather, we tend to fall back on reliable strategies. So when you think about your purchasing strategy for a big ticket item, something was very meaningful to you, you may use a similar method to finding a partner. And I'm going to give you an example. I've got a client who I asked this question to, and she said, buying this couch was a really big deal, the couch she was sitting on. And I said, well, how did you go about buying it? And she said, well, first I did my research. Then I wanted a warranty and a guarantee. So I looked for reputable retailers. Then I went and I checked a bunch out. Then I invited my dad and my brother to give it the once over. And then I looked for style and color. And I'm like, okay, this is going to be good. And I said, let's tell that story again, but this time we're going to do it and we're going to put boyfriend for her in place of couch. So how did you go about looking for a boyfriend? Well, first I did my research, she said. And then I wanted a lifetime guarantee and a warranty. Well, yeah, I guess we all do. So she looked for legitimate retailers. Then she went and she tried a bunch on. Okay, that's good. That would be dating. And then she had her brother and her father give it the once over. I'm like, oh my God, I can't even make this stuff up. And then she looked for style and color. And I got to tell you, that's exactly how she is. And the big thing about her father and her her father and her brother giving it the once over was really that she's very family oriented. And she really did need someone who she could invite in to be her partner and part of the family. So that's where we went for her. But it gave her an understanding of her relationship strategy. So we can talk about this later, of what is your relationship strategy. Knowing how to confidently navigate intimate relationships. All relationships go through the same cycle, from chemistry to casual to committed. In the first part of a relationship, when the relationship is new, it's in this chemistry phase where everything is novel and exciting. And as you get to know one another and share experiences, it seems like everything is euphoric and lined up between you and your partner. In the chemistry phase of a relationship, this is where you see everything is going right. And As you get to know one another and share experiences together, you move through to the casual phase of a relationship. In the casual phase, you look forward to knowing how your partner will respond to things. You also enjoy anticipating what will be expected and routine. And this builds a deeper relationship as you synchronize and appreciate the everyday in the relationship. There's another aspect of the casual relationship phase, and this is the stage where we start to identify behaviors and traits that we don't care for in our partner. So in chemistry, we look for everything that's right. And in the casual phases, we're enjoying that. I get to look forward to being with this person, the next kiss, that sort of thing. The other thing that pops up here is the red flag deal breakers. And that's the clue to back away and give distance between you and this relationship. If it's a yellow flag, then that would be your cue to ask some open-ended questions to see if it is a deal breaker or if you get the green light go to move forward in the relationship. And the way to do that then is it's a commitment. The commitment phase of a relationship is a very simple handshake agreement that we're good and we're going to keep going forward and moving forward in this relationship. Oh my God, I've got several of those relationships up leveling today through communication, trust, and respect. And it is delightful. I say you don't always know when it's wrong, but you always know when it's right. There are simple reasons why relationships do work. And that is first to look at the lifeline of your relationship arc, then complementary core values, then the consideration of family, faith, finance, profession, temperament, frequency, lifestyle, potential capacity, and intellectual connection. Putting it in that order sets everything up for success and a hazard-free relationship. And sometimes people are like, oh, I need the chemistry. We'll use that heat of the moment as a thermometer, not as a GPS system. It's not like that's your divining rod if you want a real and enduring relationship. All right, step 5. Here we go. You are the right kind of attractive to attract the right kind of partner. Your goal is to attract someone who is attracted to the real you. That way you don't need to be someone you're not. No one can maintain that act for any length of time because your true self will eventually show through. Posing as someone you're not is a surefire way to push a relationship out of alignment. When you can't hold up that false front any longer, it's just too hard. Present yourself well, make a good first impression, and if you are who you say you are from the beginning, your relationship is based on honesty and authenticity. Even the theory of opposites attract works when you and your partner are at an intersection of your relationship arc. Your personality types have complementary core values, and that's where decision-making stems from. So everything else gets easier. In my book, Find Love Now, you can learn how to gain evidence. You can attract these relationships naturally. So here we go. You know from chemistry to casual to committed and how to up-level a relationship through communication, trust, and respect. It will never be possible for you to achieve peace in your relationships without understanding the beliefs that are keeping you stuck. If we do keep doing the same thing, you'll keep getting the same result. And people don't believe that until they get through a series of relationship challenges that they just see over and over. And it's like, why can't I make this work? With the art of relationshiping, you can attract the perfect partner exactly as you are. Now, we saw Terry at the beginning. Working with Michelle has changed my relationship with myself and the dating process. Whatever type of relationship you're interested in working in, Michelle Hoffman's the person to reach out to help guide and coach you through the process. I went from not wanting anything to do with dating, and right now she is in the process of buying rings with her partner. It's worth every penny Actually, here, you can hear her say this herself.
I am giving this testimonial for Michelle Hoffman and her most amazing services. So I hired Michelle probably about a year and 2 months ago. And the first time I paid her, I had a really hard time with it. I thought, what am I doing paying somebody to help me figure out my relationship status and what I'm doing? And so I started her program, and there were lots of things that I learned about myself. And then a few months in, I tried to hire an assistant and failed miserably in my own attempts. And then Michelle helped me on round 2, and we hired this great assistant for me. And she told me about how relationships and I've learned they follow a certain cycle, and they all have a lot of things that are similar and in common. And she reminded me that one day when I was dating, that my experience in finding an employee was going to be relevant. I had a hard time believing her, but I think now I can concur. So fast forward, I decided to try some online dating. I'm divorced. I have been for 3 years, and I've been doing the online dating thing for about 8 months and having minimal success. My goal first was to get to the second date, which I got to a couple times, and then my most recent goal has been to get to date number 3. And I mean, I almost got to date number 3 several times, and then it fizzled out, no date number 3. And not because I didn't want it, but it's because the other person didn't want it. So I continued to work with Michelle, and about 10 days ago, I met a man whose last name is Wright, and Wright, aptly known as Mr. Wright. And Mr. Wright has all of the attributes, characteristics, traits that I had identified in my last year plus of pondering and analyzing what relationships I have in my life, what works with them and what doesn't work with them. And I compiled a list, and I had spreadsheets and all these exercise results that Michelle did with me. And then I realized that Mr. Wright checks all the boxes. And so, and he's perfect for me in so many ways. And so even if this doesn't last for a long time, I feel like I have learned so much from Michelle. And for those of you who are starting this process and thinking that's a tough pill to swallow with that price tag, my advice is you get what you pay for. So this is worth every penny that I have spent on it. And I know she's going to raise my rates now, but I strongly encourage you to work with Michelle. It has been life-changing, for real.
And she is celebrating an anniversary with Mr. Wright. It's going great. They are really nice together. Michelle guided me to love myself enough to find my soulmate. When I found her, I knew immediately she is the one for me, and I knew how to show her I'm the one for her, and they are happily married together. It's like a warm rain when we are together. It's the first time in my life I can be totally myself without walking on eggshells or being worried about what I say or do. I am utterly myself, and he wants more of me, exactly as I am. I'm just floating. I love getting these testimonials. I'm going to skip through here. These are great, but I want to, she's too fun. I want to give you all some time to ask some open-ended questions. So I'm going to breeze through. Next steps, invest in an expert. There's the cost of investing in yourself, and there's a cost of not investing in yourself. And again, how much money would you spend on filling the painful gap of loneliness? How many dates have you been on that end in disappointment? What is living your best life in love with a partner who cares for you worth to you? How much longer will you wait to live your life your way? Speaking as a widow, I've seen life in fast forward. You don't want to waste one precious moment of your life not living it to the fullest. I don't know anyone who is not mortal. So make sure your life is the way you want it as soon as possible to enjoy it all the way. And to do that, do you understand your patterns of behavior? Know how your beliefs impact your life experience and how to become aware of them. So many of us have blind spots that you need someone else to help you break free from what is keeping you stuck to move forward. What if you could work with someone for just a few weeks and you would never be stuck again? How much would this have transformed your life years ago? When was the last time you invested in a significant aspect of your life? So here's what you need to win. Understand what your relationship dream come true is. Know confidently that you will recognize your perfect partner so they don't slip by. Know how to attract an attractive person to you. Know how to confidently navigate intimate relationships. Know that you're the right kind of attractive to attract the right kind of partner, and invest in yourself. And I'm going to breeze through this. So any of you who are watching the recording, you can slow it down if you want, but I just wanted to show you that you could go to the artofrelationshipping.com and click on the Speak with Michelle button over here, and you can put time on my calendar. So with that, I'm going to stop sharing the artofrelationshipping.com, and I'm going to invite any of you I wanted to leave some extra time so that I could answer any of your questions. So, do you have any questions? Where are you at in your relationship cycle? And what would you like to have happen? What can I do to help you? This is your chance. Ding. All right, how long is a typical process for each stage? That's an interesting question. And I'm going to be super honest with you. It's not like, well, you have 15 minutes for this and a day for that and 3 days for this. So I believe what you're asking for is from chemistry to casual to committed. And in reality, it can happen very fast. I was just talking with someone about this today, because who are they listening to? I don't remember who they said they were listening to, but they were listening to someone, and it said, you need 20 connections before anything could happen. And I'm like, where are they getting this number from? Because I would change that. The law of attraction will bring you together. If you've done the work and you're screening people for who is the right kind of person for you, and this is what I help clients do. First, we figure out who are you not, and let's make sure that the who you want to invite in is who you want to invite in, not necessarily who the people who you grew up with think you should have, or if you're, this ideal of who you or your friends think you should have. Once you know who you want, then we figure out who's the right person to invite into your life. And this is anecdotal, because then you go out and you have experiences. Every single relationship goes from chemistry to casual to committed. You all and I have had a relationship here that's that first chemistry phase where you're like, ooh, this is going to be fun. I'm going to get her to wave a magic wand at me, pick me. And then you go, okay, wait, in the casual phase, once we get to know each other, the magical thinking sort of changes a little bit. And you're like, should I stay here? Is this the right place for me? If it is, you've stayed. If it's not, you've left. And that's fine with me. For staying, what that meant was that was the green light go. And you and I made a commitment to stick with each other a little bit longer. Now we keep going. So how long is a typical process for each stage? It really depends on the people who show up. So this woman, I think she was called Anonymous Fan, this client of mine, we had to clear all of the relationship blocks that she was having. And I needed to show her how relationships work with her employee first. And that's what she was saying in that testimonial. Once she got that, she was like, oh, now I get it. And I will tell you, it took her 3 days to find Mr. Right. So if you could afford 3 days, you're good. But oftentimes it takes time for you to figure out who you want. And linking arms with me will help you to ensure that you're meeting the right people, you're not wasting your time, and you have fun in the dating process. That's what Terry was emphasizing in her testimonial that she was sharing. She was saying she was not willing to spend more time than she spends playing solitaire online. And she'd be willing to give up solitaire so that she could, find a partner. I got news for you. She's not playing solitaire alone anymore. She's got an amazing partner. Okay, how long? I missed it. How long do you keep trying to make a relationship work before you give up? For a new relationship, about 6 months is the question. I'll tell you what, you got to figure things out. I can tell probably that fast. But if you're emotionally involved in it and you're staying for reasons that are the wrong reasons, then I'd say we need to clear that out and say this is not a match. If you're really in more of a discovery phase, and here's the thing. These are the questions. You ready? Are you hurting anyone? No. Is anyone hurting you? No. Are you having fun? Yes. Then stick. And let's figure out some more things about this relationship. If you're in it and the intention is right, and your partner is in it and their intention is right, let's see how we can figure things out. Oftentimes, people are out of alignment, chemistry, casual, committed. Somebody's going 195 miles an hour and the other one is going 75 miles an hour. Or one just wants to stay in the chemistry phase because that's exciting and they're used to the dopamine hits and they're like, I want to stay here. And the other person's like, I would like to move through casual to committed. That will perpetually put us forward into chemistry. Again, that's the secret on how to keep a relationship alive. I was sharing that secret with 2 different clients today. I'm like, all right, you're in, you're good. You've got your right person. Now go chase her or set yourself up for the chase. And they're like, wait, what? I already caught the prize. I'm like, no. This is when it gets really good. You know you're going to get the prize because you already got the prize. Now, make this a delicious, exciting relationship that's enduring a whole life long by throwing chemistry back into the mix on a regular basis. That adrenaline rush, that's excitement, that, that's what keeps a relationship going. But we need to get you into the good one first. So I wouldn't give you a time. It could be 5 seconds if you think that it's out of alignment, or if I'm like, no, do not go out with that person. That is just going to drag you down. So it might be 6 seconds. I would not waste a minute on the wrong person. I would enjoy being curious and interested if it's somebody who you're actually enjoying being with. So is that Jenny Lee? We need to talk after. Okay, what about time for each step, like step 1, step 2, step 3? By the way, like your philosophy totally makes sense. Who to invite into your life? Oh, thanks. Yeah, I'd love to share it with you and watch you walk this journey to success. The time for each step. They don't take any time at all. We can get this done tonight. That's why it's find love now, not like find love in 6 months. It's find love now. I'm loving these questions. When you go through the process and you figure you're certain your relationship ready, it makes it so much easier to see who else is relationship ready, and the quality of who is coming into your life increases exponentially. And the things that are so important to you suddenly become really apparent. And if you're uncertain, what we do is we put together these open-ended questions to start asking. I'm going to come up with a couple of ideas that are very generic, but if intelligence is really important to you, then I'm assuming that we're walking arm in arm in this one, then we start to ask open-ended questions, or I encourage you to, and I can prompt you with them so that you can find what is going to be exciting. Like I like not only funny, but smart funny. Like, I mean, really intelligent, funny stuff. And so that takes a certain kind of person. Can you understand? Can you keep up? Is it this kind of, or do we just need to like hang out and do nothing? You like to sit and watch TV most of the time. Okay, that's awesome. But it may not be a match for you. So another one, if someone's very family oriented, we would ask something, and faith oriented. How do you enjoy sharing holidays with the family? And then they start to answer things. So if faith and family are your highest priority and your core value, and someone else is like, no, I actually really enjoy living in the moment. And, I'm not into economic financial security, then that's not a match. But you can kind of get to see how these things sort of line up. And you can invite in who is a match, and you can figure people out very quickly without feeling like you're missing the wrong person. Because so often it's like, oh, did I just let go of somebody great? But in reality, if their core values are not in alignment, and where you're at in life is not in alignment, then none of that other stuff being in alignment is going to matter at all. All right, I think I have time for one more question if you've got it, or if you'd like to come off mute and share, that's okay too. Otherwise, I will prompt you with one. You got one? All right, that's perfect. I'm going to stop recording with the art of relationshiping to find love now. And you're welcome to come to the art of relationshiping. I'll tell you where to get my books and all my resources right there at theartofrelationshiping.com. And for being here tonight, I welcome you to put time on my calendar. And you can do that by clicking Speak with Michelle.